Hi folks, Elgin Subway Surfer Bowling here, your creative caricature marketing consultant. Tried to suppress that cough, couldn't. Allergies, hate allergy season. Anyway, I was thinking today about the importance of structure in drawing. Structure, especially in caricature drawing. And what made me think about this was I was going over some drawings that I had done years ago, and I noticed the progression uh, in the drawing style. I want to just show you first something I did years ago when I went to a National Caricaturist Network at the NCN, known as the ISCA convention. This was a picture of a young artist who was there, and trust me, this is not a sketch. This is an actual, what I considered at the time to be a finished drawing. This was my drawing style, folks. Okay? When I first started doing caricatures. This is my drawing style, and I was proud of it, which on some level means that you should have absolute confidence in your drawing style, whatever it is. But this was the best that I could do, and I thought I was the best thing walking. And perhaps I was able to work professionally because I exuded a kind of confidence that you need, in order to be successful. But looking at this objectively, compared to what I can do now, this is not that good. And I'm going to tell you why. Actually, I'm going to show you why. This is a more recent modification that I've done on that sketch. I'll show you the previous one. Next one. If you notice in this one, there's more of a definite bone structure. It's so important when you're drawing to know what the bone structure is. Even though we're exaggerating, we gotta have in our minds an idea of the cranial structure, because muscles, they kind of hang on the face like clothing. They hang on to bones like clothing, and it's very important to know what's happening underneath so that things will look more realistic. If you notice also, the proportions are better. In this picture here, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, everything looks like it's stuck on there, kind of like it just stuck on there real fast. Okay, this is definitely has more depth, more realism. Okay, and from this we went right here. So you got here, and then we have right here. Okay, that's the completed one. I guess another thing that I would mention is that as an artist, it's very important. If you want to improve, folks, if you want to improve, you must let go of your ego. When I did these drawings, when I did the original drawing years ago at the convention, I thought I was one of the best. Found out that I wasn't, found out that I was lacking things in terms of bone structure, in terms of knowing how the proper muscles, what they do on the face. When you smile, how the cheek line goes into the phlegmajig over here. I'm sorry. I don't have the technical names for it yet. I just can recognize it. Just recognizing how the skin folds around the face and paying close attention to everything. I didn't know these things. And what I had to do was I had to humble myself, realize I didn't know quite what I was doing, and be willing to look at other artists' work, willing to ask them questions, willing to practice what they did, and willing to throw away or at least modify what I was doing. And that's one thing that will help you to always improve, is to always keep the mind of a beginner, always be willing to learn. Now, you can achieve a lot of stuff on your own, no doubt about it. practice makes perfect, okay? But on your own, let's say that this is a ceiling, right? And this is you. Sooner or later, you're going to hit this ceiling, okay? And if you want to go further, you're going to have to seek out some type of instruction so that you can either go here, as opposed to here, and also beyond. So you just blow the whole ceiling off, okay? And the only way to do that is to get some kind of instruction. And by instruction, I mean, well, you can do my correspondence course. I can say that this is a commercial for that. Didn't mean for it to be, but you can do that where you're taught by me. Or you can get in a community of artists and just draw all the time, preferably with artists that are better than you. I remember a couple of years ago when I used to take martial arts. We had a Kung Fu teacher named Ralph Mitchell on the East Coast. He's highly skilled. And I noticed when we went to a tournament, one guy came up to, one person in our school, and I overheard him say, "Oh yeah, you go to Ralph Mitchell's school," and he goes to Ralph Mitchell's school, right? And we didn't know how the guy knew, and he said, "Well, how do you know?" And he says, "Well, you all fight like him." And what he meant was we had the same kind of vibe, the same kind of attitude. We didn't know it, okay? But somebody viewing it from the outside could actually see it. And Ralph was actually a very, very good fighter, by the way. And so the same thing happens when you align yourself with an artist who is slightly better than you. You pick up his vibe, okay? And that's whether you do a correspondence course, like the one that I offer here, or whether you get involved with a community of artists, or whether you go to an NCN convention and hang out there. However you get it, you're going to have to be willing to put your ego aside. And trust me, you will get better. It is so, so, so important to learn facial structure. I can't emphasize that enough. Once you learn facial structure, you're going to find out that your caricatures are going to be drawn faster, and they're going to have you just have more freedom in drawing them, and nothing beats that freedom, because once you have that freedom, once you're not worrying about how your pictures look, all the time, you're going to be in a position where you're going to create freely, and that's definitely the position that you want to be in. Hope this was helpful to you. This is Elgin, Subway Surfer Bowling, your creative caricature marketing consultant. Let me know what you think.